Alright, Alchemists. Welcome back to another episode of Alchemy Crypto. I'm your host and Alchemist, Al Capone. It is Saturday evening, November 12th. Shout out to all the alchemists stateside and around the world. Remember, nothing I say in this video is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Alright guys, let's just jump right in. There's a lot going on. We got your Bitcoin coming in at 16,884. Ethereum 1276. And the other top 10 are right here. You guys can take a look. You can see them. You know where they're at. CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, whatever you like, go take a look. Check it out. Alright. So there are a lot of developments today. We're going to look in on all of them. Alright. If you're hearing my voice right now, I want to remind you that you are early. Only 4% of people own crypto. And these are the asset classes. We currently are under $1 trillion. This is the rest of the money. And when there is regulatory clarity in this market, you will see the floodgates open. Not financial advice. Buckle up. Position accordingly. The alchemists already know. Alright. Guys, they are printing your money into oblivion. Fake, funny, monopoly money. That's what we're on. So here in the Cypher, what we do is we take that monopoly money and we buy and trade crypto and we turn it back into even bigger piles because everything costs more. Inflation is real. People are feeling the pinch. You cannot even imagine the size of the credit card debt in this country right now. Alright guys. So, I want to talk about the psychology of a market cycle. We've covered it before. We're going to cover it again. The reason is because we have to talk about it for the simple reason that I think we're getting close, guys. There might be this another little leg down, but I think we are close. There's a lot going on, so we're just staying close, watching. Typically in the 4-year cycles, if you look back, we've had like an 85% correction average, and we are right there, guys, with this FTX thing bringing us down. We are almost at the bottom. So you're way closer to the top, or to the bottom than the top. I believe we're right around here. So this was Luna, this was FTX, and we're somewhere right in this area, guys. You are still early. We are continuing to accumulate these assets on the cheap, and the lower it goes, the more we will buy. So, alright guys, let's keep going looking on fear and greed like we always do. We are still at a 22 in extreme fear. There is probably more contagion out there, more systemic risk, more fallout from this FTX debacle. So we will just keep a close eye on it. Alright. Look at the bear bull, CNN. They're probably still being greedy on Wall Street. Yes, they are. Alright. Let's look at markets. They are closed right now, so we'll just keep moving. Okay. I got this. I want to play this for you guys. This is really good. Let's check this out. It's a short clip. I'm not going to play a whole thing, but let's listen in.
Coinbase up about 9% on the day, Matt. So clearly there's been a lot of volatility in this space over the last several days.
Yes, there has been. I am exhausted. I've been up trading nonstop.
Traditional finance, but also crypto markets absolutely rip face today.
Yes, they did.
On the continued turmoils in crypto, really ramping up pressure on regulators to step in.
Ripped face.
Market events over the past couple days have just been shocking.
Continue to reverberate across crypto markets and beyond.
What we also have seen
Gary.
in the last 6 or 8 months.
Gary?
Bits of turmoil and
Gary, where were you?
lack of disclosure
to Voyager to Celsius Network. We've seen
So there are developments at 3 Arrows, and a lot of other companies were taken out by SBF and his leverage trading. He was taking people's crypto from the exchange and leveraging it, and he got wrecked. But let's keep going. Listen in.
seen a continuous stream of events.
Strong and robust risk management must be at the core of all of these firms in the crypto space.
We've been working directly with bipartisan bills to ensure that we can develop a regulatory framework
U.S. regulators need to use the tools and existing authorities
to protect investors and ensure market integrity and market stability.
Without those types of strong protections in place, you might see more instances like this happen.
The investing public is hoping for a better future, and they're not having it.
Gary.
All right, we heard from a lot of regulators there. Let's talk to one more SEC Commissioner Hester first.
Crypto Mom.
Thanks so much, Commissioner.
All right, Hester. You gonna blow the whistle on all this scandal or what? Crypto Mom, let's listen in.
If you can, I guess, agree that FTX's token is a security, would you be able to step into a business that's outside the borders of the U.S. and operated from the Bahamas?
I'm not going to speculate about whether or not we have jurisdiction over any of the events going on at the moment. I think the questions around lack of jurisdictional clarity are partly our fault because we've had opportunities, we've been asked time and again to provide more clarity about where our jurisdiction lies, and we've not done so, and that's part of the reason that you all have the questions that you have right now.
Well, we just heard from Republican Senator Pat.
Come on, Hester. Get it done. Stop trying to regulate through enforcement, stifling innovation. Gary Gensler resigned.
To me, who put out in a tweet that the crypto sector has been operating with far too much ambiguity because A, regulators refuse to give well-meaning actors clear guidance, and B, lawmakers refuse to act. So, obviously,
Hey, this guy SBF went in and talked to Gary, and Gary supposedly was aware of what he was doing. So is there a bigger conspiracy? We will find out. There are some ties there between the chick that was running Alameda and her dad. Used to be Gary's boss at MIT, so there's some stuff going on that's going to come to light. Nothing gets buried anymore with the internet sleuths. So shout out to all the ex-Army and the internet sleuths that are digging up this stuff.
obviously you would fall into the A part of that basket, Commissioner. Why has this happened so slowly? Why can't you regulate this industry more quickly?
We've been unwilling to work with people in the industry and people who are interested in participating in the industry to develop guidelines that make sense for the industry. We've instead preferred to take an approach that's rooted in enforcement, and often the enforcement actions come very late and come after relatively...
Rooted in enforcement. So they won't tell you where the lines are. They'll just come grab you when you cross them. How does that make any sense, Hester? Tell us.
Relatively small actors in the market, and it's just not a good way.
Relatively small. FTX, one of the biggest exchanges in the world, supposed to be safe. You saw the Larry David commercial. The kid sits there with the phone. The safe way to invest in crypto, FTX. And Larry David goes, nah, I don't think so. Great commercial if you haven't seen it.
To do the hard work of thinking about what a framework would actually look like.
They're going to force legislation down our throats because of this. I think this is part of a bigger plan, and we will wait and see. We got our popcorn. We're buckled up. We're strapped in. We're positioned accordingly. Now, Gary getting the hot questions. Let's go.
Sam Bankman-Fried, it appears from your calendar on March 29th,
Gary, you met with this guy. Not looking good for you, Gary. That treasurer job at the Treasury may be slipping away.
22 at 4 p.m. came in and actually met with you, along with Brad Katsuyama of IEX, someone who has draped himself in the flag, if you will, of an honorable exchange. Do you feel like you're...
Gary, where were you?
I think we've been clear in these meetings, and you can look at my calendars, public, many meetings with
Yeah, we saw it.
Industry. It's very clear in these meetings, same message to the public, same message to them, that non-compliance is not going to work. The public's going to be heard, but also we're going to continue on these dual paths. And
Sammy's going for some milk and cookies.
Up on the beat, going into court, putting the facts and the law in front of judges.
All right, so they're going to use this to force their regulation down our throats, whether we like it or not. We are positioned accordingly. Now this, FTX possibly hacked 895 million drained from customer wallets. What? So, 2 days ago, all customer funds are safe. Yesterday, you had the filing. Okay? FTX group companies commenced voluntary Chapter 11 proceedings in the U.S. to begin orderly process to review and monetize assets for benefit for stakeholders. Okay, FTX trading, this covers FTX US, FTX in the Bahamas. So that is a done deal. But today we have this hack. $895 million drained from customer wallets. Now, this guy, I don't know if you guys know who this is, Andy Fang. He is the co-founder and chief technology officer of Bahamas-based cryptocurrency FTX. Has been crowned the world's richest billionaire under the age of 30 with a net worth of $5.9 billion according to Forbes' 2022 billionaire list. So this guy is a partner and close buddy of SBF's. And with this hack happening, people have noticed, so shout out to the sleuths out there, that he is over on GitHub making modifications to code. I don't know, people are talking inside job. These two, who knows what they're up to, SBF and his buddy Andy. Meanwhile, they're living in a $35 million mansion on Nassau. Supposedly, he drives a Corolla and he dresses like a bum, but I don't know. There's also talk that he met with Elon because he was interested in buying Twitter because he wants to push his agenda. He's very closely tied to this administration. He's got ties to the SEC and Gary Gensler. So I think there's a bigger picture, folks. We already know all the world is staged. The alchemists already know. Now this. He's living in a $35 million mansion with a bunch of people over there, and apparently shit was crazy. Let's listen.
Quote, they said that it was a place full of conflicts of interest, nepotism, and lack of oversight.
This is the guy that Gary Gensler blindly let run 2 giant exchanges that were supposed to be safe. He's supposed to be protecting investors. This is what he let go on, and this is who was leveraging your crypto.
These people also allege that SBF and Alameda CEO Caroline Ellison dated at times. So
The Ellison girl is Gary's old boss.
a lot of allegations in here by staff members of the various companies Sam Bankman-Fried was involved in. Adam, I'm gonna pass this off to you.
All right, so things are heating up. The bankruptcy has been filed. Now this hack. Crypto disaster worsens as exchange sees mysterious outflows exceeding 600 million. So where is that money? Well, there's rumors that this kid's on the run. They're tracking his jet. He's flying into South America. All right. So there's rumors he's headed to Argentina. He has said publicly, I believe, he is not fled and he is still in Nassau. There was rumors he was arrested. I don't think those are true. So we're watching this unfold. I mean, I would expect him to be arrested along with Do Kwon, unless he got on that jet, fled, and they're all sitting somewhere having milk and cookies. That's a very good possibility. You know, they could be having milk and cookies. Do Kwon, Charlie Shrem, and now Sam Bankman-Fried, maybe somewhere in South America. This kid has possibly bankrupted a country. I don't think we've seen all the systemic risk, all the other players that had exposure flushed. But time will tell. So maybe he is on that jet, maybe he's not. But there's this. Remember Mr. Wonderful? Shout out to Mr. Intuitive for this. Let's listen. And DAI had this today. Yeah, let's listen.
And big advocate for Sam because he's
talking about Sam Bankman-Fried from FTX.
Yeah, he is, DAI.
And big advocate for Sam because he has 2 parents that their compliance lawyers. If there's ever a place I could be that I'm not going to get in trouble, it's going to be at FTX.
Is that right?
So, you know, they're great people, but he gets the joke on compliance, which is why he's working so hard to get regulation. But
Or is there an alternative agenda, Kev? Maybe that you weren't aware of. So, there's that. And then there's this. Let's check this out. Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, back out today. Eating his words, probably. Let's listen. I haven't heard this yet, but I wanted to share it because I know it's good.
National and U.S. I got to ask for your reaction today.
All right, I'm going to slide this.
Investment in international and U.S. I got to ask for your reaction today.
Obviously, one of frustration, there's no question about it. I'm still a huge advocate for the potential of blockchain and cryptocurrencies.
Guys, I want you to remember, this is not a failure of crypto. This is a failure of centralized finance.
I'm disappointed, like many other shareholders. It sets, in a way though, I always try and find what is the outcome of something like this. I mean,
Kevin was the one who said in a previous video, I showed him saying, what we need is a big player to go down and to flush all the leverage out of the system so we can form a nice base, form a bottom, and then let's hit the bull run. Position accordingly. Kev knows. However, he didn't think that leverage would be one of his own.
yes, I'm a shareholder in the International. That's a zero. It's not the first time I've made a bad investment. Probably not the last time. But luckily, I make more good ones than bad ones, and I learn from my mistakes. What's going to happen now is there won't be another situation like this for institutional investors ever again. We're simply not going to put capital to work until this stuff gets regulated. And what is occurring, and I'm just one...
Forced regulations are coming. Stand by. Buckle up. Position accordingly. Not financial advice, guys.
What I'm going to be doing is...
All right, let's keep going because there's a lot to cover, and I want to try and wrap this up. This guy is in trouble, man. Sam Bankman-Fried is under supervision in the Bahamas, looking to flee to Dubai, apparently. So if he wasn't on that jet, he might not be able to get on it now. So there's also this. He's under observation, supervision. Bohemian authorities have the place surrounded. I don't know. That's speculation. Sam Bankman-Fried denies rumors that he fled to Argentina, so maybe that jet trip is not real. Maybe he was not on it. Maybe his little girlfriend from Alameda was. We saw her yesterday talking about trading and losing tons of money and not having stop loss in place. So that's where your crypto went. If you didn't hit the exit when BitBoy blew the whistle, I am very sorry. I feel for you dearly. All right. Plaid suspends U.S. access to user data after concerning reports. So this FTX hacked. We talked about it. Abnormal wallet activity. Inside job? I think so. We'll see. Time will tell. Tether's blacklist. 31.4 million USDT following FTX alleged hack. So, the contagion continues. There is severe systemic risk. We will find out what other players had exposure. They will get flushed. Things will get better. Right now, we're in the thick of the storm. The alchemists already know. Now, this from Eunice Wong. With the series of catastrophic events that's happened in crypto this year, many argue that crypto needs to be regulated. I think it's an urgency to be building towards decentralization, not centralization. FTX collapse was a failure of CeFi and DeFi. Amen, sister. You said it. This is not because of people. This is because of a very few people. This is not crypto. This is giving crypto a bad name. However, that's fine. The worse it gets, I look at that as a great opportunity to continue to accumulate these assets on the low. Speaking of undervalued assets, let's look in on the chosen one, XRP, coming in at 36 cents. Now, I got to show you guys this because I showed this video a while ago somewhere else, and I had forgotten about it, but I want to bring it back to your attention because it is amazing. Let's listen in to Mr. Wayne's here getting his Ripple.
My cart phone in here. I better get my broker on the line.
calling his broker, guys.
We're here to see a Mr. Anton Jackson.
This way, please.
Hey, listen, bitch. I said I want 100 shares of Ripple. I want 100 shares of Ripple.
What?
Yeah, I know it's going down. Shares of Ripple.
100 what? Ripple?
Yeah, I know it's going down, but believe me, I know my Ripple. It'll be coming up real soon.
All right, guys. That is unreal. So that is very old. If you are as old as I am, you remember In Living Color, and you probably watched that episode. Now let's look at the beautiful XRP traveling across the ledger, settling instantly, 365, 24/7, days, nights, weekends. There is nothing that can stop this. Let's listen to this from Zach Rector. Shout out to ZR today. He had good stuff. If you're not following him, I highly advise you guys jump over and follow him right there. Shout out to ZR. He had this amazing woman on today, and they talked about some good stuff. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I did want to play you a really meaty clip. There's a lot of great takeaways. I highly advise you to do your own research on these assets and go check this guy out.
I think that's ridiculous, and I think that we can talk about 3, 4, and 5 digits, because even if we're halfway wrong about all of our theories and analysis on where XRP is going to go, what role it's going to play, I still think that for the basic on-demand liquidity, replacing Nostro Vostro accounts, all of the DeFi that's coming to the XRP ledger is going to take us to at least, like, I believe, over the next, 5 years or so. Double digits is so easily done, and I think we really have to be at a 3-digit price point to really
3 digits. I like the sound of that, Zach.
Those higher value amounts. Where are you at with XRP price predictions and where we get uncomfortable?
This lady is talking music to my ears. Let's listen.
I think it's ridiculous if someone reprimands another person for talking about what XRP could be worth at some point in the future. I mean, that's one of the things I enjoy about our free speech society is if I want to speculate in fantasy land in my head that I think XRP could be worth $10,000 a token one day, I'm free to do that. Now, the other thing about this sort of price predictions is that, one, people get upset about the idea of a $10,000 XRP because you're basing that on what you think $10,000 can buy right now. We are on a fast track to serious inflation, and there's no guarantee that in 3 years, $10,000 buys you even a beat-up old Toyota Corolla. Like, the value of the dollar has been slipping considerably. So let go of this idea of what you think fiat is worth and think more about what are other ways that you could protect your own sort of wealth. I mean, this is one of the things I do love about the Bitcoin community is they really woke a lot of people up about fiat and the scam of fiat. And I think the Bitcoin Standard and Safadine Amos, I didn't say his name right, his messages about how much corruption and scams the fiat world has funded, I think is amazing to wake up all those people. And this idea that we can't talk about a high price of XRP because you're pricing it in fiat, I think is a silly thing to say. I think the price could be huge, depending on the long-term vision.
Guys, you saw the tweet from David Schwartz. The price cannot be low. There's just not enough.
Of this, I mean, Bitcoin went up to 60K a token like a couple months ago. I bet you a couple years ago, if you'd said Bitcoin's going to be $60,000, people would have thought you were insane. How is that any different than saying that XRP could be worth $60,000 a token?
She's right.
People get upset because of the market cap. Well, if we're talking about bringing all the money from traditional finance,
Guys, she's right. Everything is going to become tokenized. All the assets will be tokenized and will flow on the ledger.
it's over to blockchain rails. It's not. The market cap of the current crypto market is irrelevant, in my opinion.
Yeah, because we're going to be settling trillions per day. Just Swift settles 6 trillion, ACI worldwide does $14 trillion per day, and people don't realize how big these markets, these networks are. And you know, how do you replace a system that goes from just sending messages, which, you know, people talk about, well, you can settle XRP in 3 to 5 seconds. Well, yeah, but 44 million messages are sent on Swift every day. So how do you settle that up, right? You have to have a significant supply. If XRP was going to be that settlement token, you'd have to have a significant supply, or you would have to have a higher price. I contend...
That's right. David Short said it, Zach. You already know, and so do the Alchemist. The price cannot be low.
There will never, well, what we know, there will never be 100 billion XRP to use for settling Swift. The XRP would have to be in the hands of all of the Swift member banks, right? And so what's the realistic number? Are they going to be able to get 10 billion between them? 20 billion? Like, how much is going to be parked in on-demand liquidity for that use case utility? And then what price would we need to be at based off of how much of these markets are we going to eat up? How much of them are we going to be settling? So I love your take that it's silly to talk about these prices because we are trying to avoid a hyperinflation crisis in the United States.
He's right, guys. Listen, Jimmy Valley, Vahale Capital, 35 to 50K. They're putting the price out there because they know the value. They see the utility, the functionality. It was never about Bitcoin, guys. One of the more prominent examples is XRP, which is used within a decentralized payment system called Ripple. Ripple allows users to make peer-to-peer transfers in any currency. Guys, it was never Bitcoin. Bitcoin and Ethereum are like AOL and Netscape. This is the FANG and then some of the future. If you want to build generational wealth, you can pick this thing up for 36 cents right now. It's going to change the world. That is not financial advice. Buckle up, position accordingly, strap in, guys. Let's go. The ISO tokens. I believe Ripple and XRP will eat the lion's share. They are positioned accordingly. They are in the best position. They are leading the charge. They have done the work, the deals, the handshakes, papers signed behind closed doors, onboarding new banks every single day. And with settlement regulatory clarity, you'll see their IPO on the NYSE, and then you will see this thing explode. There will be some type of black swan event where all systems will go down. You need to be prepared, have God's money, food, fuel, water, supplies, freedom seeds. And when they flip the switch and turn the lights back on, we will be on the new system. All right, here are the ISOs. I will scroll through them for you. Ripple at the top, Stellar Lumens, XFIN, the XDC network, IOTA, Algorand, HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, and Quant. Rounding it out is Cardano. All right, this is how it'll work. I'll show you the heat map again because I want to remind you, you can be on the right side or the wrong side of history. When you wake up one morning, XRP is 3 digits. I've showed you the glitch. Them testing the liquidity. This thing is built to scale. It's built to handle tons of traffic. All right. Guys, if you want to learn to trade, jump into Discord. We trade by the book. We always try to win. We very rarely lose. Nobody's perfect 100%, but if you want to, you jump over here, Alchemy Crypto Cypher, click right here, join the Discord. I will show you how to trade in the yard. We did take this long today and crushed it. Alchemists eat every day. If you want to trade, jump on over. We did a little live trading today. Check it out. All right, Alchemists. We are live in Cypher, live trading here on Alchemy Crypto. We are shorting these markets and getting money no matter which way it goes, up or down. That was an early morning short we took. Excuse me, crushed that. Went back, smashed that long later. This is the long we took. We only trade by the book. We wait for the low-hanging fruit, and then we get it. If you guys want to get in on this butter, jump on over to Alchemy Crypto Cypher. Join the Discord. It's $39. You get 4 Zoom meetings a month, and I will teach you how to trade in there. I will show you how to get this money. If you pay with crypto, it's $30. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, a few others. ISO tokens. Don't forget, if you see this logo, I will be trading live on YouTube. Probably very rarely. I am exhausted, guys. The volatility lately has been insane. I am burned out. I am tired. I just want to get some long, restful days in now. I'll probably be taking a little break here from smashing videos every day and trying to bring you guys content. If you found anything in this video interesting, please hit the like on the way out, guys. I do appreciate every single one of you. I want to leave you with this now. This new world order is coming, guys. You need to be prepared. You need to be positioned accordingly. I need you guys to wake up. This is from the WEF. You'll own nothing and be happy. Predictions for the world in 2030. In fact, you'll own nothing and be happy actually originates verbatim from the World Economic Forum's 8 predictions for the world in 2030. So this is coming. Can you ride out the storm? They will freeze you. They will starve you. It can all be over if you can't ride it out and make it to the other side where we are going to acquire this generational wealth. All right, alchemists. I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for stopping back into the Cypher. And I will see you guys in the next one. This is your alchemist signing off. Don't type no retweet, I'm more elite than yours.